bringing the 80s back.
So we're delighted to be here with Sledgehammer tonight.
I'm so pleased that we finally got you to come and see one of our gigs.
It's been a long time coming, and we've been trying to see you.
Exactly.
Since about 1985, I think.
It has. I think
Yeah.
that's when we first formed the band.
That's right, yeah.
We've aged remarkably well.
Amazingly
And I have to say,
what's your secret?
2000 and Brute.
oh, yeah. For me, it's overnight cream, but you know.
Well, this is it. Or 80s music, it could be. So this is Simon and Alex.
That's right. Nice
And
to
we're
meet you.
here at Tring today.
We are.
And we're looking forward to the show tonight. We've been hearing a sneak peek of what's in store. It sounds fantastic.
Oh, it's very kind. Thank you.
Yeah, and we know that you don't do this full time, do you?
No, not at all.
You have very normal jobs and very important jobs as well, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, we all do. We all come from various walks of life, various different professions. But I don't know about Al, but for me, this is what I want to be doing.
Yeah.
This is what I love doing. It's not just a hobby. For me, this is a way of life. You know, I actually wear these jackets
I
pretty
love the
much.
jackets.
You know, this is my standard going out to Tesco's kind of outfit, really.
We need these jackets, don't we, for Choose
They're
80s?
very cheap off Amazon.
So how long have you been together now as a band?
Since 2016. Yeah,
Yeah.
2016.
Oh, right,
yeah.
yeah, so quite
8 years.
Same four guys. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how did you all get together?
We were all mates before the band, so there was, there
Yeah.
was no kind of auditions, was there? It was
No.
always going to be the four of us.
We knew each other through various other things that we were involved in, various other bits of music. But Al and I were sat down in a field watching a slightly dodgy 80s band playing, who I won't name. And I remember turning to Al and saying, "We can do that." And he said yes. And 8 years later, we still are. And
Oh, wow.
Russ, our singer, who's got the most amazing set of lungs on him. You wait till you hear him sing. Yeah, you can hear him over there shouting thank you. He's a hell of a singer. Phil, our drummer, yeah, maybe not. But
He sounded good from where we sat earlier, didn't he?
yeah, no, we all met through various other little musical things. I think Russ we met through internet dating for musicians, didn't we?
Something like that.
Yeah, I think it was.
We were
Oh,
doing
right.
another band, a rock band.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
never knew that Simon was into 80s like I was into 80s, and I didn't know that
Ah.
Russ was. So
Yeah.
when we all suddenly something dropped inside us, it was a pound note back in the days. And we all loved the 80s. So and then Phil we knew through the first Thursday Music Club, which we used to jam to in Tame.
Yeah.
The little open mic thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
And that was it.
Yeah,
So
and
this-
amazingly, saying that Phil is the only professional musician amongst us, he actually was quite keen to come and join us and play, and he's been doing it for 8 years. And well, hopefully, as you just saw, it's a show.
Yeah,
You know, we
yeah.
do 3 hours non-stop, no messing about. It's loud, it's in your face. It's as if you were going to see Duran Duran in the Marquee Club way back in like '81.
Yeah, because
I
it's
would
got
say
that
better than
nice
that.
That's
I would
my
say
band,
better than
feel,
that.
isn't it?
I would
Yeah.
say
And so
better
it's
than
like a whistle-stop tour of the 80s.
Absolutely.
What sort of bands? We're going to listen to Wham. You've
Yes.
got Sledgehammer as well.
Yes.
You know, and all the...
I mean, if it existed in the 80s, it was pretty much fair game. But we're predominantly pop, a little bit of rock, synth pop,
Yeah.
all the stuff that just gets everyone off their feet.
Yeah.
You know, again, we're not one of those bands that plays some of those slightly slower songs. You know, the music that makes you go, oh, actually, do you know what? I need a drink now. Once we start, everyone is there on the dance floor. And for the camera, the dance floor is just behind the camera, and hopefully they never leave it.
That's
which
it.
hopefully you will see later on.
We'll see that later.
So do you have a favourite song, each of you, to
I
play?
don't know. What's your favourite
My
song?
favourite song we kicked out the set, so I'm not allowed to say.
Oh,
it.
no!
Which one?
Wang Chung. I love
Ah,
Dance all
yes.
day.
yeah. That does go down like a lead so and so.
Oh, does it? Oh,
That is a dance
a
floor
shame.
clearer. Even though Al, Mr. DJ
I
over here,
love,
loves it.
I love playing Rio by Duran. Duran
Oh,
actually plays well.
that's
It's
one
very
of my
bass heavy, so I'm
favourites.
quite
Yeah.
happy with that.
I like them all, but I grew up more on the sort of the rocky side of life, so I do like the rockier stuff that we do.
Yeah, yeah.
But actually, even just like the synth pop stuff, you know, a bit of Eurythmics, I love it.
Oh,
It's great fun.
Fantastic, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's actually just being on stage with a group of mates and playing to people and making people have a good time.
Yeah.
And
I don't know if there's any other band around anywhere in the world that plays 3 hours without a break,
Bruce Springsteen.
other than Bruce Springsteen. And he's too old
And the
for that.
Rolling Stones, of course.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
they go off for quite a while.
Yeah.
There's a bit of solo stuff.
Yeah,
but
that's
we're there, start to
You're
finish.
So how do you
Oh,
keep
wow.
up your stamina then?
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and not necessarily in that order.
Or Red Bull.
Yes, also known as Red Bull and Eurofan.
That keeps you going.
So who were your musical heroes growing up?
Oh, that's a good question. Musical heroes. For me, being a guitar player, it was always things like David Gilmour, The Edge, Out of U2, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
Oh, come on, you haven't mentioned Eddie Van Halen, yeah?
yeah, but that actually came later.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, I remember being at school when I was about 12 or 13, just starting to play guitar. And a mate round the corner was playing Iron Maiden, and someone else was playing U2, and I got into a band called The Alarm. I don't know if you know The Alarm.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and so I started
My
with...
husband's favourite.
Yeah, so I started with all of that, and then got into the rockier stuff,
Yeah.
and lots of guitar influences, but also I just like the sound of the music.
Yeah.
Actually,
It was so special, wasn't it,
yeah. So
that
whether
decade?
whether it's the synthy stuff, whether it's the rocky stuff, whatever, it's the sound of it that really I like.
And
Yeah,
so
I
you've been
would
playing...
say from my side, it's been much more the pop side. You know, I was really big into Nick Kershaw,
Oh, yes.
yeah, Howard Jones, Level
Yeah,
42,
yeah.
It Bites, a bit of a one-hit
Yeah.
wonder.
Yeah.
there. I loved all the pop stuff.
But,
All the
but
heroes.
do you
Call
know
them
what though?
heroes.
That's a sign of the longevity of 80s music, because of all those ones that Al just mentioned, how
They're
many?
still going.
Yeah, how many are still
They are,
touring?
I know.
Level 42 is still touring.
Yeah,
Banana
they're still
Rama just
going.
did 2 sold-out nights
Yeah.
at the Palladium.
Yeah.
You know, we know
Boy
Tony Hadley
George.
really a little bit. He's still going, doing lots of tours.
Yeah.
OMD, Depeche Mode.
Yeah.
You know,
They're
It's
still
the
making
music that
OMD,
keeps
still making
giving,
hits.
isn't
it? Yeah.
OMD's
yeah, and
not
it's
as good as the ones in the 80s, but they're all right.
yeah.
And it's good that you've both got those separate sort of sides of the music, because it covers all the genres then, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
You know, you've got those...
And that's what the 80s was about.
Yeah,
So
that's
many
right.
different genres, unlike any other decade, I think.
Yeah.
I think the 80s was special because everyone always singles out certain things, you know, the Beatles, the Stones, the 70s for various things. But actually, what helped the 80s become the bedrock for so much more modern music was the invention of the synthesizer.
Yeah.
And you had all those bands like the Human League in early 81 or whenever it was, and music was changed forever.
Yeah.
You-
Of course, Gary Newman.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, 79,
Music
that
as
kind of stuff
well,
in cars,
Ultravox.
yeah, Ultravox.
Yeah.
And if
And
you
the
look-
80s was quite special, even beyond music. If you think about the tech that came out, the
Yeah.
first mobile phone, the first
It was an
camcorder.
exciting time
It
to
totally
live through,
was,
wasn't
yeah.
it? I
Oh,
feel
it's
quite
epic.
My
lucky.
first car, XR3, you know.
Was that your first car?
XR3i.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well,
You had an
actually-
XR3i?
well, it's just an XR3. It couldn't get the
Oh,
eye.
Ah.
I was
those
always looking for a
cars.
Capri 2.8 injection, like they had in the Sweeney. Do you remember
Oh,
that?
yes.
Yeah.
Talking the XR3i, I was at school with Tony Blackburn's son, and his mum drove up in this spanking brand new white XR3i convertible. I mean, those were the days.
Because my brother had a red one.
They were great.
It was
Yeah.
fantastic.
I also
you
had an
know.
MG Metro, which had red seatbelts.
Oh,
that was cool.
lovely.
Is that where you got your love of red from?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
all those
MG
years
Metro.
ago.
Hence the
Yeah.
red
Yeah.
jacket tonight.
Yeah.
Jacket, red guitar. Have you not noticed we've got a colour scheme?
Yeah.
Well, this
Yeah,
is
we
it.
were just
you-
talking about
You're,
that.
you're going to see a bit more of it later on.
Yeah, we'll see you in full Technicolor.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
before we finish, just a few quick fire
Oh, go on then.
80s questions.
Excellent. Love these.
So just favourite
Yeah.
this or that. So favourite 80s movie.
Saturday Night Fever, though it was late 70s. But
I'll let you
Yeah.
have that. I don't know.
Back to the Future.
Oh, yes.
The,
Yeah.
the first one.
Favourite sweet of the 80s? What was in your...
Oaks Fruits.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, I'm with you on that one. Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
They were good. They were good, weren't they?
Favourite 80s toy.
Simon.
Very good.
Yeah, my first toy keyboard.
Oh,
Good,
just like the Casio CZ101.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
and
amazing.
When
I
did,
calculator built into
when
it.
did the Sinclair thing come out? Sinclair
That was the
C5.
80s, that was the
Because
80s.
Russ
Yeah.
actually got. Have you still got one of those? He's behind the camera. We've got videos of Russ driving down the street in
Vista.
a what was it called
The
again?
Sinclair C5.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love
Oh,
to drive
actually,
one of
thinking
those.
about it, I did like the Daleks. I had a Dalek
yes,
toy.
Doctor Who.
I was a bit of a Doctor Who nerd. I do like my
I
sci-fi.
had an Atari. I had one of the first Ataris.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Man
Oh,
of
yes.
Space Invaders. That
They
tennis
were
game.
good.
Oh, the
Oh,
tennis
yes.
game. Yes. That was
When-
really
was it
difficult.
expensive?
on the small
Was the
one,
Commodore
wasn't it?
64 80s?
That was also the 80s.
Yeah, I had a
also-
Ghostbusters game on the
had a-
Commodore 64. I loved it. That's another great film.
Yeah.
Another
Oh,
great
yes,
film.
Of course it is.
Favourite 80s TV programme.
18.
Oh, yeah, 18 or Knight Rider.
Oh,
The old Knight Rider. Yeah,
Favourite 80s comedy or comedian?
yeah. Ooh.
Ross Abbott.
Yeah, Kenny Everett.
Yeah, Kenny
Oh,
Everett,
so
definitely.
Best possible.
Will taste. I won't do the crossing legs thing, but yeah, you remember that.
Oh, that's a shame.
Maybe later.
I just did.
Oh, thank you so much, guys.
That's all right.
Can't wait to see you on stage later.
That's
Thank
right.
you so
wanna get
much.
up and sing with us.
Dancing.
Yeah.
And we'll be going back to the future, but we won't need a DeLorean.
Absolutely.
They're all in front of
Yeah,
us.
that's
My XR3's in the car park.
Yeah.
Take it for a
brilliant.
spin.
We're going
We'll
for a
get the
spin.
DeLorean later, shall we?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you so much for
thank you.
coming, girls. We really appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Hope you really enjoy the show.
Oh, thanks very much.
Only wanted one time, see you laughing. Only want to see you laughing in the purple rain. Sing to me. Thank you so much. Thank you again.